Alright, so sort of interesting morning. Just walked inside from the parking lot and there's a lady out there pacing around, kind of talking to herself. And as soon as I pulled up in my car, she started yelling at me, claiming I was making sexual advances at her. So, quite a way to start the day. Take a minute to talk about some of the things that you end up buying when you're getting a business ready. Some of them are enjoyable. Like I actually kind of enjoyed buying and paying for the display cases, a lot of the retail display stuff, because it's very obvious how beneficial and necessary some of those things are. A lot of the stuff, on the other hand, is just kind of frustrating to buy. Just stupid stuff like paintbrushes. It wasn't bad at first, but like a couple of the rounds of painting and stuff, my helpers didn't clean their brushes out, so you end up buying replacements, and they're not very expensive, but it adds up over time. These were no fun to buy. Buying light bulbs was no fun, and there might be some people that look at the space and say, well, Dick, there's bulbs in the lights already. But there's different color temperatures of bulbs. I don't know if I can get this all in the same shot, but let me widen this up. These are very yellow, and those are very white. Those are daylight bulbs. Those are ones that I already replaced. You can also kind of see that that one light back in the corner is very white, and all the other ones are very yellow. And it very much kind of flavors the ambient light in here. And depending on the circumstances, they call them warm. The yellower bulbs can be very nice, especially like in your house, stuff like that. Here's another shot of daylight bulb and a warm bulb. It's color temperature. Like that's probably a 2700 K, and this is 5000 Kelvin. As soon as you walk in, I want it to feel like a clean, safe environment, and little things like that. I think you might not walk in and notice it and be like, "Wow, Dick put in daylight bulbs." But I think if you do a bunch of little things like that, in the end, it does come together and make something different than if you didn't do that. Another painful purchase this morning was this paint. Talked about doing the doors red. I got this red. It's the perfect red. I don't know what it looks like on the camera, but it's the perfect red. But it's only available in the expensive kind of Valspar. The Reserve, which is like $40 a gallon compared to like $20 a gallon for most of the other paints that we used. That was kind of a painful purchase also. But again, it's one of those little touches that I think it's going to be worth going the extra mile just because of like the overall effect it's going to have on this place. So that's it. I guess it's not really a rant. I kind of feel like I'm ranting, but just one of those things I wanted to talk about. Lots of stuff need purchased when you're opening a business. And some of these things, you might not have the budget to spend $40 on a gallon of paint to paint. I think there's 5 doors back here. And maybe I'm probably going to try to find another couple places to squeeze that red in just as accent colors. But like I said, your budget might dictate whether or not you can do that, but if you do have the ability to, I would definitely consider some of those extra little touches, because they do go a long way when it's all said and done. But alright, so I'm about halfway through changing these bulbs over, which is a slower, more frustrating process than I was expecting. Plus, I need to get some compressed air. I cleaned all the dead bugs out of this one. But not the rest, because it's really, really tough to get up in there. There's a bunch of stuff in the way. But the point of this little clip is I wanted to show how much of a difference the color temp of the bulbs makes. I had to adjust the white balance of the camera because it was that significant where the colors looked terrible in here because they had been adjusted for the very, very yellow lights. So here's a quick example. This side of the room has the bulbs changed. So take a look at these gray, or these grays, right? Now, come down here to this end of the room where the yellow bulbs are still at, and it's one of my friends that stopped actually thought these back walls were kind of pink. It really, really does have an effect. Now check out the color on this area where there is not the daylight bulbs. It's got a very kind of dreary, yellowish, reddish kind of hue to it, instead of being these like bright, clean, well-defined colors that you have down here on this end, which is exactly what I prefer. I just wanted to show you that it does make a bigger difference than you might expect. I know I mentioned before that the gray ended up being darker than I anticipated, but with these bulbs, the gray on the walls here is actually noticeably lighter, which is a relief, because yeah, it's just a relief. This room's going to be nice and bright even with the dark gray because of the daylight bulbs. Like, it makes that much of a difference. So just thought I'd share that. Back to work. All right, starting to get really tired today. It's been about 4 hours. The office is ready to be painted. It's all cleaned up, primed. Looks quite a bit nicer. Not surprising at this point. Paint makes a huge difference. This room's ready to paint. Probably going to end up putting a piece of trim across there to keep that line nice and crisp, but we'll deal with that later. The spot that I missed in the drywall is like ready to go, primed. Sorry, battery died there. But the spot I missed is ready to go. It needs a coat of paint. Whenever I paint the office, I'll come out and hit that. That'll be done. The thing to do now is to paint one of these bulkheads, which needs done. I think that's going to be one of the last difficult things to paint, with the exception of the back room. But also got a surprise delivery of a big package that's part of the glass countertops that I did not realize we didn't get the first time around. So there was a little chaos out front with the tractor and trailer trying to find parking, but it all worked out. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and get to work. All right, so it's about 3 hours later. Got some painting done. This line you see along the ceiling there took about an hour and a half to do. Well, about an hour. I take that back. About an hour. I cut in the corner, did the whole way along the top, cleared to the back, and did the edging where the two grays touch back there. And I'm getting tired. My knees and ankles are killing me. But I have about an hour left before I have to pick the kids up. So I'm going to try and roll. I'm not going to get the underside, but I'm going to try and get all the rolling done on the face of this dark area. And then, depending on how much time I have left, I might try to do this pillar. That might be the thing to do, because then this side is, I was going to say essentially done, but it's not. I'll still need to do the underside and paint in the line between the two grays on the underside. But chipping away at it, we're getting there. It's been a long day. About an hour left. Go home, get the kids. Wait for wifey to get off work. Eat some dinner, and then I'll be back in tonight for another 3 hours or so. And just really trying to push, just really trying to keep energy up. I got my my sugar-free Red Bull back there. I have plenty of energy. I'm starting to feel fatigued, which it's funny to say, but it's like two different things. But yeah, pushing. So I'm going to try to roll this, get this rolled, and then we'll see how much time we have left and maybe do the pillar. All right, it's end of the day, another couple hours painting. Got the second pillar done, and this area is actually more or less finished except for the trim. It's another situation where curiosity more or less got the better of me, and I just wanted to see how this was going to look with the dark bulkheads, pillars and then the light walls, and I really like it. It's definitely got like a Nintendo-y kind of vibe. I still think it would be cool to do like some red bands at the top of the pillars or something, just to integrate a little bit of red. Would really bring it together. So this area, obviously we've still got a lot of other painting to do, but this area is ready to have the bracing for the slat wall done and to get the slat wall up. So that's one of the most important areas really for the soft opening, because it's kind of, it's always going to be sort of like the command center where the register and all the glass cabinets and stuff end up being. I did a little test here on the ugly gold wall with this weird like linen wallpaper, and just kind of putting paint on it really heavy actually doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good, I wouldn't say, so I don't think I'm going to do that, but I was kind of surprised how well it took paint, but still going to cover it up. Feels like a productive day. It's still kind of soul-crushing to know I have to do the other bulkhead and paint along the ceiling, because that's a little time-consuming. And then I still have, because I did do the underneath of this bulkhead because I wanted to see how it looked, and I think it looks fine. I think I'm worrying about it too much because there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on the walls. Like, we're going to have a lot of shelving, a lot of product displays, and over time probably lots of posters, stuff like that, just to really like cram this full of stuff that people will be interested in checking out, and or remind everybody of all their favorite stuff from when they were kids. But no, I do like it. It's a very clean look. I think this place is going to look very professional, which was one of my biggest goals. Is I just wanted people to walk in and have them feel like they walked into a real game store and not just some little hole in the wall in our town where, you know, some dude's setting some $10 NES cartridges out and hoping to sell some stuff. But kind of laid out the plans earlier. Gotta get stuff wrapped up here for this weekend. I think it was a little too ambitious to try to do it, but I'm gonna follow through. We're gonna burn the candle at both ends, as they say. But I definitely couldn't do this for more than 7 to 10 days. I can't even talk right. I'm getting that weird, loopy, fatigued feeling from too little sleep and too much work. So definitely going to be glad when Saturday comes and goes and get that over with. It will be kind of cool. We're going to sort of christen the shop tomorrow. Thursday is our regular gaming day. And I think I'm going to convince some of my very close friends that play War Machine. I'm going to convince them to come in to this shop and play. We'll just set up like a makeshift table surface and get a couple games of War Machine in, which should be fun. But it'll be nice to like officially sort of christen the shop, get some games played in here. It'd be kind of cool. So look forward to that. I'll shoot some video, introduce you to some more of the regular crew, and keep you updated. So, as always, I appreciate everyone checking these videos out. I appreciate all the, like, positive, all the positive comments and support and just all that stuff really goes a long way. I really appreciate it. And I just hope I can continue to make the videos interesting enough. I know, and I apologize that these first couple videos are not going to be that interesting. I mean, I'm here actually experiencing the stuff, and I'm not that interested in it, so hopefully you'll just bear with me. As soon as the outfitting of the shop is done, we'll move on to significantly more interesting stuff. For instance, whenever we get our first orders from distributors, we're going to be opening quite a few boxes of cards, checking out tons of product. We're gonna have tons of product in the store. Everything from board games to tabletop war games, so the interesting stuff is coming. Just hang in there. But thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.